In this lesson, we're going to check out the top 5 cameras for video in 2019. I made this list based on my personal opinion, and I tried to list them based on their price, quality, durability, and more. To find out more information about these quality cameras, you can check out the description below. At number 5, it's the Canon EOS Rebel T7i. The Canon EOS Rebel T7i impresses with its new sensor, the 45-point autofocus system that's supported by excellent Live View AF, together with the updated graphical interface, great video capturing ability, and its ease of use. It'll make your experience worthwhile. It's a good all-rounder. It may lack in quality of materials, but overall, it's a bargain. It's designed with beginners in mind, with very intuitive and identifiable controls and a quick control button that allows you to enter some settings without getting deeper in the menu system. Canon has put a lot of effort into making this camera as user-friendly as possible, with the on-screen help mode that can be deactivated as your expertise with the camera grows. It's very easy to carry around on your bag at 17.1 ounces, and it won't put a strain on your hands while shooting subjects. It has a 3.0-inch vari-angle touchscreen on its body, which is a little smaller than its competitors, but it's very responsive and provides awesome previews. Also, it eases shooting overhead or at awkward angles. Generally, the Canon EOS Rebel T7i provides amazing images with precise colors, balanced exposures, and perfect focus. The camera's evaluative metering system does a pretty good job and is extremely accurate in preserving details in bright subjects, but it overexposes them sometimes on bright sunny days. The Canon EOS Rebel T7i handles the wide dynamic range amazingly, capturing every fine detail in shadows and highlights. This camera has an anti-aliasing filter that softens images to avoid irregularities in some situations. Generally, it's very remarkable in image sharpness. When it comes to video shooting, the T7i is not capable of 4K video, however it offers great footage at 1920 by 1080 at 60 FPS or 30 FPS Full HD resolution, with HDR and time-lapse modes also available to use. It takes full advantage of the sensor-based advanced AF technology, the dual-pixel autofocus that formerly has only been found in high-end Canon cameras, and generally speaking the video quality is very good for its price, with natural and warm colors and good focus on the subject. A great camera if you want to get into video and photography shooting. At number 4, it's the Nikon D850. The Nikon D850 is one of the best high-end cameras in the market, and for good reason too. It provides remarkable resolution, continuous shooting capabilities, and improved ISO range. Before this, it was considered a norm that you had to choose either high-speed shooting or high resolution. However, in this camera, you get both. You'll notice that this camera is built like a tank to withstand the professional daily use and is drop tested like every Nikon model. The body all round has a magnesium alloy construction for superior strength. It's also well protected and sealed to protect it from the elements such as moisture, dust and dirt. It has no pop-up flash. Instead, you'll need to rely on external speed lights or remote flash trigger add-ons like most of the professional cameras. This adds to its learning curve, but overall it's not a great camera for beginners. When you have such a versatile camera in your hand, you'll find yourself shooting various subjects in various ambience and light conditions without worrying too much about the results. Shooting landscapes is perfect with the Nikon D850, as you'll be impressed with its amount of detail. Also, thanks to its amazing rear touch display with accurate colors, you'll preview your results accurately. Capable of shooting in 3840 by 2160 4K UHD at 30 frames per second, the Nikon D850 produces great video with great detail even at the hands of an amateur, but in the hands of a professional, the results are near perfect. Also, it's worth mentioning that this camera offers great results in every situation, but it excels in still video shooting. The most important feature for cinematographers is the time-lapse ability in both 4K and 8K that provides intuitive and understandable intervalometer settings. On top of this, it also offers other pro options such as silent shooting and exposure smoothing, but all this takes a toll on battery, and it's recommended to opt for a high power battery. With its 45.7 megapixel sensor and its amazing detail capturing ability, with extreme color accuracy and ISO of up to 25,600 as a standard, the Nikon D850 is trying to be the last camera you'll need to buy. At number 3, it's the Olympus OMD EM1 Mark II. The Olympus OMD EM1 Mark II represents the absolute best in Olympus's Micro Four Thirds lineup. The Mark I was in fact the first mirrorless camera to feature phase detection autofocus, an anti-aliasing filterless sensor, focus peaking and higher frame rates, but it lagged behind. Now the Mark II has come with a completely updated camera with amazing 20.4 megapixel sensor and enhanced 121-point cross-type autofocus system, and the best of the best image stabilization that's combined with Olympus's best video shooting to date. This camera is built excellently all around. It's sealed against the weather and the elements and has a great ergonomic design with intuitive direct access controls. You can easily unfasten the LCD screen and it has great movement side to side and up and down, a great addition for cinematographers and occasional selfies. An important update is the addition of the second SD card slot, a big aid to the pros and amateurs alike, as it can be used for backups, overflows or splitting files. It's worth mentioning that the Olympus OMD EM1 Mark II is compatible with lots of lenses. This makes so much sense for professionals that want to use their DSLR lenses for more casual applications. Compared to its predecessor, the EM1 Mark II has 3 times the processing power due to its new and improved dual-core processor. It supports continuous shooting up to 60 frames per second with the electronic shutter, fixed focus and exposure, while it can provide 18 frames per second with continuous autofocus and auto exposure, also with the electronic shutter. Olympus has made the jump to the 4K chip and now supports Ultra HD 3840 by 2160 and DCI 4096 by 2160 resolution, while it provides a bit rate of 237 megabits per second. Pretty remarkable. There's also a 24p available for cinematographers, but you can also set the shutter speed of 1/48 of a second to accurately imitate the angle of 180 degrees that's more commonly used on film cameras. For an MFT camera, the Olympus OMD EM1 Mark II provides the best image quality you can find except in high ISO shooting, although with the excellent stabilization it offers the best results in high-resolution photos and videos. At number 2, it's the Sony Alpha A6400. With its amazing set of features and great shooting quality, the Sony Alpha A6400 is one of the best compact cameras you can find. It's suited for amateurs that want to step up to a better, more sophisticated camera without going to the pricey DSLRs, but even professionals can find joy if they're looking for a backup to their arsenal. With its speed and performance, the Sony Alpha A6400 will excel in sports and for parents who want to have memories of their children. The Sony Alpha A6400 sports a magnesium alloy body that's dust and moisture proof, and it has a lifespan of 200,000 cycles, double that of its predecessor. There's an interesting and convenient hand grip that provides a secure non-slip grip. There are also plenty of controls that are very easy to find and select. On the touchscreen display, there's just the touch focus features, and you cannot navigate the menus via the touchscreen display. It would have been pretty nice to have that though as well. It's worth mentioning that the touchscreen display can be rotated upwards to up to 180 degrees, a great feature for selfies and vloggers. Thanks to the newly implemented technology such as real-time tracking and real-time eye autofocus, this camera tracks moving subjects superbly. It also has included 425 phase detection autofocus points and 425 contrast detection points, more than double of its predecessor. Combined with a brand new Bion ZX processor, it provides fast and precise tracking features. The real-time eye AF was a very welcome feature, as it provides the best tracking for the subject with just one half press of the shutter. Compared to its peers, the Sony Alpha A6400's image quality is superb, providing natural colors and fresh skin tones with good exposure and accurate colors. Image noise was kept in check up to 1600 ISO, but going way higher than closer to 6400 ISO, you'll notice significant degradation. Video capture quality is excellent, and the camera has no restrictions when it comes to 4K 30 FPS shooting, and you can continuously shoot footage for up to 30 minutes. Definitely the best compact camera for shooting videos. And at number 1, it's the Fujifilm X-T3. When it comes to the absolute best mirrorless camera that has the best image and video shooting quality, Fujifilm has you covered. It's almost too good to be true, and yet here it is. We're used to Fujifilm's superior image quality, but here we were surprised by its awesome video shooting qualities. Combined with its fast and accurate improved autofocus, powerful 4K video creation tools and ease of use, the Fujifilm X-T3 is the best in the market. The Fujifilm X-T3 resembles analog cameras. It's an instant classic. I bet there are people that'll buy this camera solely on its looks and aesthetics. It has a nostalgic look of the 80s and reminds you of the Fujifilm's Fujica series. They are now obsolete, definitely though the best looking camera on the market without losing its functionality. Besides the looks, the Fujifilm X-T3 is dust and moisture proof, meaning that you can shoot in the rain for hours. There are analog control dials for ISO, shutter speed and exposure compensation, from which the ISO and shutter speed are lockable, and the exposure compensation is pretty sturdy as well and won't move accidentally. Apart from those, there are plenty of conventional and classic controls that are placed very intuitively. It's packed with a new X-Trans CMOS 4 sensor and X-Processor 4 image processing engine, and Fujifilm has stated that the new technology is capable of delivering triple the processing speed of other current models, and I have no complaints about this. It features 26.1 million pixels with a maximum resolution of 6240 by 4160 pixels in the 3:2 aspect ratio, and is capable of shooting RAW up to ISO 12800. Very impressive specs that deliver in practice. Amazingly, the 4K video with 10-bit recording capabilities that are in full frame in 30 FPS and provide stunningly beautiful results that live up to the aforementioned specs. There's magnified live view available while shooting that can set lens focus rings to give a more linear response rather than a speed-sensitive one. If you want to give this camera a try, go for it, because if you don't, you'll probably regret it.